Freud and the development of psychoanalysis. The trajectory of Sigmund Freud in the development of psychoanalytic theory is as fascinating as it is complex, involving both his personal experiences and his professional interactions. Freud was born in 1856 in Freiburg, Moravia, now part of the Czech Republic. He studied medicine at the University of Vienna, graduating in 1881. Initially, he was interested in neurology, researching the brain and the nervous system. In 1885, Freud won a scholarship to study in Paris with Jean-Martin Charcot, a neurologist famous for his work with hysterical patients. Charcot used hypnosis to treat hysteria, which deeply impressed Freud. Let's take a brief aside to explain hysteria. Historically considered a complex psychological and physical condition, hysteria has its origins in antiquity, when it was seen as an exclusively female disease related to the uterus. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, scholars like Freud and Charcot delved deeper into the study of hysteria, associating it with repressed traumas and psychic conflicts, often manifested through physical symptoms such as paralysis, convulsions, and sensory problems, without clear medical causes. Over time, the use of the term hysteria fell out of use, being replaced by more specific and evidence-based diagnoses, such as conversion and dissociative disorders, reflecting a more scientific and less stigmatized understanding of these disorders. Back in Vienna, Freud began to work with Joseph Breuer. Breuer had treated a patient, known as Anna O, with hypnosis. Anna O suffered from hysteria and her symptoms were relieved by talking about her experiences and traumas under hypnosis, a process she called talking cure. Although initially fascinated by hypnosis, Freud began to develop alternative methods. He observed that not all patients were hypnotizable and that hypnosis sometimes did not treat the underlying causes of symptoms. Freud began to use the technique of free association, where he asked patients to speak freely about any thoughts or memories that came to mind. He believed this would facilitate access to the unconscious. The most influential cases in the development of Freud's theory were those of Anna O and Dora. Although not directly Freud's patient, Anna O's case with Breuer was fundamental to his initial ideas about hysteria and the role of the unconscious. One of Freud's most famous cases was Dora, a young woman who suffered from hysteria. Through the analysis of her dreams and associations, Freud explored complexities such as transference and dream interpretation. Freud worked with many patients throughout his career, each contributing to the refinement of his theories. In 1899, Freud published The Interpretation of Dreams, where he proposed that dreams are a form of wish fulfillment and a window to the unconscious. Freud also developed controversial theories about infantile sexuality and psychosexual development. He introduced concepts of the ID, ego, and superego, as well as the notion of defense mechanisms. Freud's theories have been and still are the subject of criticism, particularly his ideas about infantile sexuality and the generalization of his theories based on a small sample of patients, often from the Viennese elite. Despite the criticisms, Freud is arguably one of the most influential figures in the history of psychology. His approach to understanding the human mind revolutionized the way we think about the psyche, influencing not just psychology, but also culture, art, and literature. Freud continued to develop and refine his psychoanalytic theory throughout his life, with each patient and discovery contributing to the complex tapestry of his ideas. He died in 1939, but his legacy endures, continuing to provoke debates and inspire research. If you appreciate this type of content, I invite you to demonstrate your support by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Your interaction is a valuable incentive for us, motivating us to create more videos and continually improve the quality of our content. We greatly appreciate you being part of our community.